Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. I'm Andy, your host, and in this video, we are talking about interest in Lucas Bergvall, with Spurs potentially having opened up talks with a fellow Premier League side. Christ alive, here we go. Let's talk about it. So, besides saying that Spurs and Nottingham Forest have opened talks for Lucas Bergvall, a deal will be difficult as Spurs are not actively looking to offload the Swedish international, but there is an understanding that Tottenham will let him go for the right price. Now, as we're all very much aware, every player in football has a price. Every footballer. Every footballer on earth there's ever been have all had a price. The reason I say that is because, like players in our league have to have a release clause, so therefore that's the price. And Bergvall is no different. He will have a price. Now, we're looking at Andre Santos going for 50 million, okay? I think that's the number you're looking at as a minimum now. I think that's the number. I think we talked about there was interest from Forest a little while back, and there was chat around that 40 to 45 million pounds. And let's be real, I think that's still good money, but the midfielder market this summer, I mean, Tielemans has gone for 40 million. Santos is going for 50 million. Obviously, we've spent 185 on two players, right? There's a lot of money in the midfield market. And this is the same Forest side who have just sold a player for 116 million pounds, a midfielder. So they've got the money to spend. I think, people going, we shouldn't deal with them because they didn't do us a deal for Morgan Gibbs-White. I think it's just a bit petty, if I'm honest. Look, I'm not saying we give away Bergvall for, a Freddo and a can of Coke. But if we're cutting our nose off to spite our face on this one, if the money is good and the offer and the terms are good, we have to be open to considering it. Just because, there was a sour taste in our mouth due to Gibbs-White's situation doesn't mean we hold that. We can hold a disliking to an owner, but this is still a business after all. And as much as I think Lucas Bergvall could be a very good player, if we're going to get a ransom deal like we did for Vuskovic, I'd be open to selling. Again, it has to be a good deal. If it's 40 million and less, just ignore the phone calls, ignore the emails, block the numbers, all that jazz. It has to be 50 and above for me. Okay. I like Lucas Bergvall. I'm not saying that I don't. What I'm saying is, even though Spurs don't need to sell because of PSR, doesn't mean we don't keep an eye on our PSR. The good teams all are aware of where they're at. Okay. The Spurs have loads of wiggle room still, and Vuskovic just created a bit more space. Selling Veliz and offloading of Basuma and Kolomoani and Paulinho, they all do help. We don't forget about it. Now, the one thing I would like to say is, it does give me pause for concern that Spurs are offloading so many of our youngsters. Doesn't matter if we or think they're great or if De Zerbi thinks they're great. It does kind of show that he is very much a win now kind of manager, which, hey, again, we obviously we want to win now. There's no denying that we want to win now, as you and I as a viewer. But we do also have to be very much aware that we as a Spurs community have seen us go from win now, win now, win now, win now, forget about the future, to also plan for the future, plan for the future, plan for the future, plan for the future, forget the win now. And that's why we find ourselves in this crap position of 17th. Because we are always all in on one thing and we forget about the other. You need to find the balance. I've been saying it for years. Spurs need to find the balance of, we add in these youngsters. Let's get these youngsters in, but we also need to still worry about the win now. If you're signing 5 players a window, then you need at least one of them to be a future prospect. Keep topping up. Keep putting more in the filter at the top, more come out the bottom, right? We don't forget that. And I think Spurs might be sacrificing the future for now. We won't get relegated. I'm not worried about that. But what I am a little bit concerned about is, we're selling Vuskovic. Okay, fine. Selling one for a great deal, and that was a great deal. Got it. Not a problem. Mikey Moore going out on loan for a season. No, what should I buy? Got it. Not a problem. Great loan move. Bergvall. There's reports that Tell's not really that much of a manager favourite. There's talks about Archie Gray not being a big favourite of the coach. And he starts thinking, there is talent in some of these youngsters. They need some nurturing, and the club have utterly failed every single one of them, to be honest. So look, we'll have to wait and see. We'll keep an eye on if there's going to be some good money coming our way, and hopefully there is. Hopefully there is. But look, we do also need to get rid of players. That's the other thing people need to remember. We can't just keep signing players and not get rid of them. You've got to get rid of some players now. And I think that's where Spurs are at right now. So let's wait and see. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.